you will be using Visual Studio Code to version control your project, which is now live in GitHub, but it's also, of course, housed in your system. Okay, so first thing first, you're gonna install Visual Studio Code. You haven't already. I'll be placing the link under the video description, and of course, just follow the instructions that you see there. It will probably automate the choice for you, given your operating system. After you're done with that, you should have it installed, and then we can move to the next step, which would be which would be accessing your whole project that you created. You're going to be accessing it on Visual Studio Code. Okay, so first you're going to access, of course, you're going to change directory to your project, or if you're on Windows GUI, right click on that folder and open with Visual Studio Code. Okay. Now, after you've done that, you should have basically the same thing that you see here as is on your GitHub repo currently. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some changes here. We're gonna add a new file, an empty Python script first, script py, and we're just gonna be very basic here and type hello world, so that it's a file that outputs this message. And on README, I'm just gonna change it a little bit too. I'm gonna change it to now has a Python script. Okay. And now what follows are a list of very basic and sequential Git command lines that you should memorize or learn. Okay. So the first one, what we're gonna do, of course, I forgot to mention, we're gonna push these changes that we made to our GitHub project online. Okay. So the first Git command line is git status. Okay. Which shows you, of course, should be in your project folder, shows you the current state of your Git project, or the current state, sorry, of your Git process. Okay, so we see that this README file has been modified, but it's not staged, and the script.py file is not tracked or recognized yet because it has been created. Okay. So what follows, of course, then is staging these things. So we stage them by git add followed by a dot if we want to stage everything, or followed by the name of the file if we want to stage a specific file. Okay, they're being staged for a commit. So we type git add dot. Now we can type git status again to check what's the current state, and you can see that now they have been staged and they're to be committed, both of them at the same time because we added that dot. So now for committing, we just type git commit followed by a message -m committing. Actually, not committing. I'm going to write added a new script. You can write anything you want. I can even write the smiley face, type smiley face. And then after that, we can type git status again. And we see nothing there's to be committed because we just committed all this information. So the last command line is git push. Okay. So after you type git push, you can see that all these changes will be pushed to your GitHub repo. So if we refresh, we'll see that some changes have been made. And now you can see that your project 2 readme, the markdown file, has that text addition we just gave it. And of course, if we want to open any of these files, we can click on them and you'll see that now it says print hello world. That's a new file we created. If we click on the commit link, you'll see that it gives us that message that we gave for the commit in the commit command line, and of course the changes that were made. Right, we just created a new script.py file, but this way it's in green, and we made some changes, additions to the README and Markdown, and that's it. Okay. Now, just to maybe practice this a little bit more, I'll be making some more extensive changes to the code. But in summary, what you've just done is you've accessed the current state by typing git status, right? Then we staged all files to be committed with git add dot. Then again, we committed the stage files, and we added a message by git commit, and finally we pushed. That's it. Only 4 lines of code that you need to type, because Git is actually considered a programming language. So if you have gotten this far to understand everything, you now know a new programming language, albeit a very brief and short one. All right. Okay. What else? What else? Yeah. So as I mentioned, I'll be making some more extensive and complex changes now. Let's start with the script, Python script that we created. Let's make it more functional in some way. What do we do? Yeah, let's make it a function. Hello, a hello function with name as an input. Ooh, let's blow this out. Okay. Hello name, and basically the output will be just a print statement here. Print hello followed by the input name. Let's just make it, it's a small world. Okay. And now let's add a let's just add some execution code lines here. So first names, list of names. Jack, Mario, Mary, sure, very popular name. Oh yeah, okay. And now, of course, we want to execute this function. So print hello and n for n in names. Okay, and that's it. Now if we try to run this function just for fun, the script, Python script, it should just give us that. Hello Jack, Mario, Mary. Okay. Let's make it a little bit more complex even. So let's add a new folder to this, and let's make this into more of a package structure. So I'm gonna write greetings here. This is the name of our folder, of our package, quote-unquote package, though it's not really a package, but you know what I mean. New file, I'm gonna create an init.py file here, and we're just gonna copy paste that file here. Let's see, paste. We're gonna rename it as source. Sure. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, from source import hello. Okay, so now this whole greetings is a package that has one function. from greetings import hello. Okay, and now let's run it and see if it works. Yeah, it works. Okay, perfect. And now of course you see this PyCache, which is hopefully it doesn't track. So let's not worry about that right now. Yeah, so let's just add all these changes to our repo. Okay, but now we're gonna get into more complex stuff. So the Git thread is gonna look very similar with some very small modifications. All right, so first we've already done the status to check the state. Now we're gonna add everything. Okay, but before adding everything, what we're gonna do is we're gonna check what changes. We're gonna have the computer explicitly print all the changes that have been made. Okay, So for that, we need to run a different command line, which is git diff. And for everything that has been changed, we just type a dot. Okay. And it doesn't look that fun as I want it to be. I wanted it to look a little bit more fun. This looks a little boring. Just a second. Yeah, anyways, let's just, the thing is that because greetings, which is this new folder we created, it's not tracked, we cannot see really any changes here, right? So that's why I type if I type git diff greetings, you don't get anything. But you do get something for script. So anyways, let's just pass all this information nonetheless. Okay, so once again, we already did the git status. And now what we're doing is git diff dot for all the changes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to copy paste all that information that we see here, right? We're going to copy it and we're going to paste it on Gemini, all right? With one small addition, of course. I'm going to have it write an extensive git commit for diff, and we're going to see what it gives us. Okay, it's giving us a very long, whoa, that is too much. No, too much, only one paragraph. Sure. Okay. There's an option here to copy. Okay. Now, the next step, right, would be git status, git diff. For git diff, we just checked what changes were made, but we haven't added them. So we added them with git add. Okay. So it's git add, and now git status again to see what has been changed. Of course, all of these files have been added now, or staged to be committed. Now git commit without the -m so that it can write extensive messages. So we just type git commit without the -m and enter, and it gives us this weird GUI nano. Nonetheless, what we're going to do is we're going to copy paste that message from Gemini here, right? We're going to copy it from the notepad and we're going to paste it there on this GUI nano place. I'm actually going to make it gonna make this commit message a little longer. Okay, a little longer, please, with title. This way you can see how it's displayed. And it gives me that really long message nonetheless. So what I'm gonna do is, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna copy paste this whole longer message here. Okay, and now we're gonna copy paste that AI generated message to our commit section here. Okay, so now you see it's very long. Now to save this thing, we have to press the control key in your computer, in your keyboard, Control and O. As you can see, that's to write out. Okay, so while in that terminal, Control O, it will give you this, it will prompt you this file name to write. Just keep it as is and just press enter. And then after that, you'll see that there's this message that says wrote 37 lines. Okay, so you're done with that. So now you just exit by pressing the Control and X keys to exit. Control X. Okay, and now you see that the changes that were made. All right, and we have, of course, that very long commit message. Sorry. So what have we done so far? Git add, git status, git commit. Of course, we did the git diff, right, to copy paste on the Gemini, but that's some additional thing that you can do. So git add, git status, commit, and git push. Right, so if we refresh now our system again, we'll see that now we have this greetings package that we just created, quote unquote package. The script that has been changed is now importing the greetings, the hello from the greetings package and calling this. It still works, of course. Right, it works Python script, right? Okay. And it's added this folder, this greetings folder, which I just created as well, right? With the source file that has this single function in it to just declare all the functions to be part of that package. And of course, it has this new commit message. If we click on the commit link, we'll see that it's been nicely written now to our GitHub site, right? With everything, modularization, which is basically what I've done, right? I've done a more modular type of structure here. And the AI is telling us that basically to perfection, well, not to perfection, but in a more extensive way, right? And this is actually great if you are developing code and you're making more changes than the ones I have, because with the AI, you can just have this, feed it a very low level explanation of the git diff, and it will interpret it to great detail, right? So this is the low level explanation. You can really not see much from here, but the AI, well, it will reinterpret everything. I mean, it is a language model, right? So it's very practical to have these tools now, right? So that's I think I should cut the video at this point. I think this should be enough for Git version control. Remember, what was it? Git status, right? Then followed by git add, git commit, and git push. And git diff, of course, to get the low level explanation. And if you want to type it in Gemini or ChatGPT, more welcome to do it. All right, so that is it. I hope you learned something new and that it helps you in your code development journey. Thank you.